Many are upset over the Jake Paul and Mike Tyson fight, with some people claiming that it was rigged because many people bet a lot of money and they lost a lot of money. Allegedly, there's this script that got leaked showing how the fight was supposed to go down between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul.
Jake Paul and Mike Tyson are now facing a lawsuit for allegedly staging one of the biggest scams in recent boxing history. Fans who waited a long 6 months for what was promised to be an iconic showdown were instead left with a scripted, sloppy mess. Sure, maybe you both had your reasons, but let's be real. What was the point of hyping this event to the skies if there was nothing real to deliver? This wasn't just a waste of time, money, and energy. It was
The Jake Paul, Mike Tyson fight.
Interesting.
Script.
How so? What do you mean by
It's just
script?
weird. It just
Like
Mike-
scripted in what way?
no, I don't know. I actually really like Jake Paul. It just seems so. It's odd, bro.
The timing. It's a timing.
I mean,
He
it's
fights
obviously
two-
odd.
No, he fights two no names, beats them both.
a betrayal of the millions of boxing fans who truly believed this would be a legendary fight. Jake, how do you plan to make up for this disaster? Because the damage is already done. This fiasco has not only ruined your reputations, but has also dragged the credibility of the entire...
Well, X has spoken. The fight was scripted. Everyone is talking about this on X, and the script was actually leaked on X a few days ago.
sport of boxing down with it. Fans shelled out millions for this mess. Pay-per-view subscriptions, sold-out tickets, and skyrocketing anticipation. And in return, what did they get? A fight so blatantly fake that even WWE fans were left unimpressed. Congratulations, Jake and Mike. You've officially hit a new low in boxing history. Jake Paul scored $1 million payday and Mike Tyson walked away with a whopping $20 million, while fans were left holding an empty bag. To make matters worse, a leaked script surfaced, perfectly predicting the fight's outcome round by round.
Reason and one reason only, and that is the money. He's getting paid so much money to do this. So that tells me he's getting bought. So again, it is sad that someone like Mike Tyson...
No surprise there. Outraged fans are now suing, calling this spectacle exactly what it was: false advertising at its finest. Round 1 begins and fans think maybe this won't be a disaster. Tyson steps in with his classic bob and weave, while Paul struts around like the second coming of Muhammad Ali. Tyson lands a couple of jabs, Paul throws a quick combo, but something
Supposed to go down. So round 1 was supposed to go like this. The opening bell rings and Tyson, showing flashes of his old form, immediately stalks forward with his signature bob and weave style. Paul maintains distance, circling the ring cautiously. Tyson lands a few jabs, but Paul's youth shows in his superior ability.
feels off. Tyson's timing is so slow it's almost surreal, and Paul looks more focused on keeping his ego intact than actually fighting. Round 2 arrives and Tyson delivers a solid left hook. The crowd goes wild.
Prime. Round 2. Tyson comes alive, cutting off the ring more effectively. He lands a thunderous left hook to Paul's body that draws a collective gasp from the crowd. Paul weathers the storm, using his reach advantage.
For a whole 5 seconds. Reality quickly sets in. Tyson's energy is already running low, while Paul, bouncing around with all the enthusiasm of a sugar-high kid, prances as if he's back on a schoolyard playground. Fans soon realized the fight was nothing more than an orchestrated, empty spectacle. By round
3. Paul gains confidence, starting to plant his feet more. He lands a sharp right cross that momentarily stuns Tyson. The former champion responds with a vintage combination, but Paul slips most of it.
round 3, Jake Paul's ego was in full swing. He landed a decent right cross that briefly stunned Tyson. Tyson tried to retaliate, but his once legendary moves had turned into slow, unsteady attempts. Meanwhile, Paul strutted around as if he'd just knocked out the ghost of Muhammad Ali. It was an embarrassment for Tyson, for Paul, and for boxing itself. Then came the
That catches him flush on the chin. Tyson's leg buckle and he drops to the canvas. Then he's out for the count, but Tyson, despite his warrior heart, cannot beat the 10 count. Winner Jake Paul by KO. What?
so-called grand finale, a scripted knockout in round 5. Did we get it? Of course not. Instead, fans were served a drawn-out decision victory for Jake Paul. Both the live audience and viewers at home felt they'd wasted more than just money, they'd wasted their time. Fans didn't tune in for amateur hour, they expected a legendary showdown, and what they got instead felt like a poorly staged high school drama with boxing gloves. But let's address the real elephant in the room, Mike Tyson's health. Just months before this
We had to see that because if I hadn't saw that, I would be worried that this fight may not be.
spectacle, Tyson had been in a life-or-death battle, undergoing 8 blood transfusions due to ulcer complications that left him with half his blood volume gone. And despite this, someone decided Tyson was fit to fight. Texas's medical clearance system deserves a sarcastic round of applause for setting the bar so low it's practically underground.
Reason and one reason only, and that is the money. He's getting paid so much money to do this. So that tells me he's getting bought. So again, it is sad that someone like Mike Tyson.
Tyson, who'd lost 25 pounds recovering from his ordeal, was thrown back in the ring against someone half his age. It was hard to believe this wasn't just a blatant cash grab. Tyson himself didn't try to hide it. He openly admitted, "I did it for my bills." Think about that.
Power at all. No. He hit you with one. You gave him the tongue.
Only because the crowd got turned up, but it
A man who once ruled the boxing world, now reduced to fighting for financial survival. Mike Tyson participated in this scripted spectacle just to cover his expenses, and while he walked away with $20 million, it came at a high price, his legacy and dignity. It's tragic to see a boxing icon brought to this. And then there's Jake Paul, the self-proclaimed savior of boxing, who has instead turned the sport into a circus, complete with scripted drama and staged rivalries. Tyson, a man who deserved so much more respect, became just another pawn in Jake's ego-driven game.
It seemed like he was just going through the motions, and now we might know why. After the fight happened, everyone all over the sport started debating whether it was all just a cash grab. But can we really...
But let's not absolve Tyson entirely here. This fight wasn't about skill or legacy. It was about cold, hard cash. Jake didn't just fight Tyson, he used him. Tyson was the legendary bait Jake needed to turn another fight into a lucrative payday, masked as a boxing match. This wasn't a competition, it was a cash.
I'm just fighting to take care of my bills, basically. I don't have the stomach for this kind of no more. I'm more conscious of my children and those guys looking at my appearance. I don't have that ferocity. I'm not an animal anymore.
Does that mean we won't see you fight again?
Yeah.
Grab, parading as a historic event. Fans spent their hard-earned money on tickets and pay-per-view, hoping to witness an epic clash, but instead, they got something that felt like a YouTube parody of a real fight. Adding insult to injury, Jake had the audacity to claim, "I didn't want to hurt Mike," as if this were an act of restraint. Let's be real, Jake isn't some hero sparing a legend. He's a businessman milking every ounce of Tyson's legacy for his own profit. And Tyson? He knew exactly what this was. He admitted himself that he took the fight simply to pay his bills. The saddest part is...
your friend Mike Tyson tweeted that he almost died over the summer. He said, he had a bunch of blood transfusions, just had to fight to get healthy, and then his performance yesterday against Jake Paul. Just your thoughts on what we saw.
Mike Tyson was right, and I was wrong.
Tyson's once unbreakable image was exploited for the sake of a scripted payday. Imagine being the heavyweight champion of the world, a boxing icon, and ending up as a supporting actor in Jake Paul's reality show. It's tragic. The backlash was swift and brutal, and rightfully so. Boxing legends like Evander Holyfield and Buster Douglas tore this so-called fight apart.
First and foremost, Mike Tyson, it's such an honor. Let's give it up for Mike, bro. He's a legend. He's the greatest to ever do it.
Holyfield pointed out that Tyson's balance and movement were a disaster, while Douglas didn't mince words, calling it a cash grab that spit in the face of boxing's integrity. They're right. Tyson, once a powerhouse, was reduced to a sluggish shadow of his former self, while Jake strutted around like he'd just redefined the sport. For fans, the whole experience was an insult. Pay-per-view outages and Netflix streaming failures only made things worse. People paid top dollar for a thrilling fight, only to end up staring at buffering screens or, worse, a painfully lackluster performance. It was like ordering a luxury meal and being handed stale fast food. If the fight itself wasn't disappointing enough, the leaked script added fuel to the fire. Fans didn't just feel cheated, they felt played. The match unfolded exactly
everything, but my kids, to my children, I'm nobody. But that night they're gonna find out their father's very special.
His balance,
as the script predicted, cementing suspicions that the entire thing was choreographed. How could anyone believe otherwise? This wasn't a fight. It was WWE without the pyrotechnics. Social media exploded with memes roasting both Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. Fans dubbed it boxing's biggest joke, calling out both fighters for what they saw as a glorified exhibition. And
Well, X has spoken. The fight was scripted. Everyone is talking about this on X, and the script was actually leaked on X a few days ago.
Lawsuits? They came rolling in, with bettors who sank their money into what turned out to be a scripted event, now demanding accountability. Fans who thought they were watching a real competition were furious, and who can blame them? Millions were wagered on this circus, and the outcome was about as predictable as a soap opera finale. But let's zoom out. This fight wasn't just disappointing, it highlighted everything wrong with modern boxing. Fans and critics agree, Jake Paul's fights are...
I just think I'm gonna have to handle this situation.
You gonna knock him out?
I think I'm gonna hurt him, yeah.
Tyson's
more about theatrics than skill. He's not a boxer, he's a brand. And Tyson, watching him struggle in the ring was painful. The once great champion now looked like he was simply fighting to survive each round. It wasn't inspiring, it was sad. Here's the hard truth. Jake Paul and Mike Tyson took $60 million from fans and left them with nothing but regret. Tyson's legacy took a major hit, while Jake cemented his reputation as the king of hype over substance. This was a betrayal. Fans don't ask for much. They want genuine competition, not a scripted spectacle. If this is the future of boxing, we might as well add theme music and choreographed dance routines. It's clear they're not even trying to hide the theatrics anymore. At the end of the day, it was a scam, a slap in the face to every fan who believed in it, and a mockery of a sport that once meant something. Jake Paul and Mike Tyson didn't just fail to deliver, they actively destroyed any remaining respect people had for this kind of entertainment. So, to the fans stewing over this mess, good luck. You deserve every penny back and then some. And to Jake Paul and Mike Tyson, congratulations. You officially turned boxing into a parody. I hope the payday was worth it.